Okay, let's get into this VOD. I know that you told me about wanting to play Hela, so we'll watch this. I main Hela a lot. I'll quickly, you know what? I'll just check the sensitivities for you here, the ones that I would like recommend. I can't. I'll do it at the end of the video then. And you can give them a go and see what you think. But let's see. There's a few playstyles for Hela. There's two main playstyles for Hela. I coach her quite a lot. Most people like to go with the second one that I'll talk about soon, but we'll see which one you have chosen. Okay. I'm gonna just say something, and it's not always a great idea, but I do it, is when my team is TPing on Hela, what I actually like to do is I like to actually not take the TP. And I want to walk up here, and you don't want them to know that you're here. And what you want to do, right, is you see how all of these people are stared at the TP? You can usually just get a kill or two. Okay, you walk up, don't shoot, okay, do not shoot. You can't let them know you're there, and you wait, right? And you probably want to be standing around here. Look how free these kills are right now, just watch. Look at this, they have no clue. It always works. So whenever your team TPs and distracts them, always just take a flank and go for a free kill. I do it every time, works every time. You can do this on Namor, Psylocke, Hela, and yeah, just those three. Those are the only three characters that can do it. But it works every single time. I've never seen it fail. The only time it fails is if they chase you down, and even then, Hela has the best 1v1 of every on any character in the game. So, other than Psylocke, maybe. So yeah, regardless of what, you can just bird away to safety anyway. So it's just, I recommend doing that. Again, this is the type of playstyle where you just sit main. Because when I said there's two playstyles, there's two. There is the flanking Hela, or the off-angle Hela, and then there is the main Hela. Main Hela is not great. It only really works when you hold these main angles of your team if you're hitting every single headshot and you're pushing back the tanks and stuff. But generally, you want to take an off angle and try and pick off a squishy, i.e., any character that isn't a tank. So right now, there's no point trying to shoot here. You're going to get forced out by Squirrel Girl and the Bucky. You'd be way better off with... There's two different ways you could go. You could drop down here. Because remember, you have a bird to escape. So you could drop here and just kill the Squirrel Girl. Or you could go into this room here. I don't really like this room because there's not really anywhere safe to bird to. Unless you're here, you can play on this angle and bird up here. So these are three angles. You got that angle there, where I'm looking. This angle here. Never play with your team up there against Squirrel Girl, you get poked out. Or you can flank all the way around the back, you can break that, and you can try and get a kill here. I personally, if this is me, I wouldn't go there because I'm going to get shotgun in the face. Best bet is you could drag the Strange away here, and I would probably just drop here, go for a pick, and then bird back up to my team. That would be the best angle. But this is the worst. You're rushing your shots. Simple as that. You said you struggle with aiming up hits because you're rushing every single shot. You don't need... Hell only has 8 bullets, right? Like here, there's only one way this Punisher's going to walk, okay? So this is easy. This is a really easy kill. Realistically, he's not going to walk that way, right? Where's he going to go? So he's only ever going to walk in this direction. You know that? You should always be aiming to the left of his head. Okay, just generally in this area here, this gap. Because he will walk into it and it will be a free 2-tap. Watch. Look at that straight line he just walked in. That should be a free kill. So recognize where the person you're shooting at wants to go, okay? Because it's obvious the only place this guy's walking is this way. Because the only cover he sees is when he's, all the way over here. If he walks that way, he knows he's dead. When you catch somebody off guard like this, which is well done, you've caught him in a good place, you need to capitalize on that opportunity. He can only walk one way. If he walks this way, he's dead. If he walks that, he's dead either way, if you knew this. He should be 2-tapped. Don't bird. Never waste your bird. The most important cooldown on Hela is to not waste your bird. And the stun. The bird and the stun are so important to not waste. And just make sure you're always using that left trigger. Make sure your daggers are always being used, because it's a small cooldown, it's extra damage. You see how you're not doing anything? Like, by holding this tiny little angle, you get forced out so easily. Like, you're not doing anything, right? If you want to be doing something, you need to be taking action. You need to take an angle, and you need to line up your shots, you need to kill. There are 3 things on Hela. It's a checklist. I tell every single student, there is a checklist when you take an angle. What you're doing is you haven't got any of them, anything checked off right now. Okay? The first part of the checklist is, am I in a relevant or an irrelevant angle? Okay? Because up here, this angle is irrelevant. It doesn't do anything, right? None of them are positioning based off of you standing here. None of them are doing anything, and you're not killing anything. You don't see a backline, all you see is a tank. So this is an irrelevant angle. A relevant angle is one that gives you a line of sight onto the backline or onto a squishy from a safe position. That's the first part. Am I on a relevant or irrelevant angle? Second part of the checklist. Do I have an escape plan? When you're playing Hela, you need an escape plan with your bird. So in this position, instantly I knew my plan, if I'm you, is to go up there, or to the health pack, or up there. You need to have an escape plan every time you take a position. Otherwise, when you get dove, you will die. And dying on Hela is the worst thing you can do. Number 3, final part of the checklist is your timing. It is the time that you go in. When you engage and when you take an angle on Hela, it has to be when the enemy team is distracted. That is good timing. There's 3 types of timing. You have bad timing, like early timing, where you go in before your team is fighting the enemy team. So all of the team will look at you because they can afford to do that because they're receiving no pressure from your team. That is bad timing, early timing. The other version of bad timing is late timing, which is where you take this angle, but the fight is already over and your team is dead. So what is the perfect part? It's the bit in between. And that bit in between is when your team is basically fighting their team. When they are distracted, all looking at your team like I showed you earlier with the TP strat, that is when you want to take an angle. Because at that point, their brain is flustered. They don't know, do I look at the Hela? Do I look at the team? What do I do? And that is when it's free kills. Because what happens? If they look at you, right, their attention's off your team and your team will take the space. As soon as they see the attention is not on them anymore, your team is going to walk up and grab that space and put more pressure on them. And if you go for the team, you just freely roam until you hit a couple good shots and you kill them. It is broken, and if you can master these 3 things on the checklist, good positioning, good timing, and having an escape plan, Hela is a piece of cake. She's not the most complicated character, and yet she also is.
Resistance is futile.
Behind you.
You talk about vertical shots. These are also just hard shots to hit. You don't make your life very easy. Okay, you need to... On Hela, there is no harm in making your shots easy, right? Like, why try and shoot from up here when you can shoot on level with them or to the side of them? When you aim to the side, they're only going this way, left and right, okay? So their body does not change. They are effectively standing still, right? Look. You see this? If I look at these people from here, they're effectively, like, barely moving. Like... I'll just show you. Like, it's just free. In fact, an even better angle would have been even down here with the health pack. I'm stuck, so it won't show me, but it's just best to take an off angle. And you have no escape plan on your angle.
Shake it up. Their end is nigh.
This is fine, just getting some damage. This is good, you're building your ult. But again,
End is nigh.
is this the best angle you could be on? No. Where could you be? You could be up here. You could be in that little... Being in that room wouldn't be great. You'll get poked out quickly. But you could come up here, and you could flank. And again, look at these kills. Rocket is the easiest kill in the game. It's just 2 headshots at head level. Cloak. All of these people, you just wait. Remember, the most important thing is when you do take a flank, you do not shoot until you are bound to kill somebody. Okay? Because if you give your position away for no kills, they're just going to hunt you down and you got no value. So remember, when you do flank, be patient, pick a target, and kill them.
Real firepower.
You're just peeking main into the spam, right? I mean, this is never gonna work.
Get in there.
Find that soul.
Render me assistance.
Why would I need healing?
By the eye of Agamotto!
Don't Hela ult in a cloak ult. If you're going to Hela ult, there's a really good strat against cloak, which is when you hear the cooldown, right? When you hear her go, what you want to do, you want to count down 6 seconds in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th second, you want to ult. And that's because when you do that, they're still going to be playing in the cloak ult, but after 6 seconds, the cloak ult is going to start running out. They won't realize it, and you just get so many free kills.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Obviously, you got to pay attention because you should have known that guy was right there. Bad bird. No escape plan on the angle. It was a relevant one, but it was also just bad timing on the ult. So one part of the checklist was your relevant angle, but you had bad timing and you didn't pay attention to the Punisher and you didn't have an escape plan. So what happened? You panicked your bird. Obviously, where would the best bird have been? Straight back here and grab the health pack.
Focus on the battle. Fullest powers of hell. Please,
Nice.
find that soul. No escape.
You're just gonna get poked out, right? Like, Hela's really fragile, so you really can't afford to be doing this. It takes one Squirrel Girl shot for you to have to go, and that is why Hela is so bad at this spam shit. You need to take flanks. Because look what happens.
A little help, please. Find that soul. Only 60 seconds left.
Like, you're not playing against people that are better than you. These players aren't good. Your aim is better than these players. It's just the way you're playing is hard. You're never gonna. It's really difficult to play in main on Hela into this kind of spam, and to get a kill requires a lot of luck. Just so you can see it in action, this is good timing. You see how their entire team was distracted on your team, and so you got a free kill? That is how easy this game is. This game's super easy. You can do this all the way up into like 1 above all. This shit works everywhere, and you can see it right now. Everybody gets distracted. Hela has the highest TTK in the game next to a Black Widow headshot. It's literally just walk up when their team's distracted and 2-tap somebody. Don't panic, don't rush your shots, pay attention to where the cover is that they want to walk to so you can put your crosshair in between the cover and them. The rest is a piece of cake.
Real firepower!
I need assistance. Double kill.
Like, you can witness how bad these players are, right? Like, look at them. They're completely clueless, right? Like, you are better than these players. But there's just a lot of, like, game sense holding you back.
Double kill.
Now, look at this guy on Rocket, bro. He's clueless.
Down to 30 seconds. End is nigh.
Tip for the cloak fade. When she fades, just give you a bird's eye view. She's always in this middle bit. So, oh my god, my game just like crashed. Just always look for the middle.
We need to stop that vehicle in its tracks. Healing. Why would I need
Again, that should have been a 2-tap.
healing?
I'm not. It's very micro, but like, this is okay. It doesn't have to be a 2-tap, but just look. where is this guy gonna walk? Well, he's definitely not going that way. So where's he gonna go? And this guy is, you're not in a high rank yet, so people won't strafe. They won't walk left and right, walk left and right. Like they won't strafe. They'll just go in one direction like this.
Why would I
Should have been dead.
need
You
healing?
know he has to walk. This is what I'm talking about with the cover thing. Look for the cover they want to walk to, because Hela has crazy, like she's super oppressive, so everyone's going to try hide when a Hela peeks. So all you have to do is put your crosshair generally at head height and just let him walk into it as you moved across with him. Let you watch it again. Ready?
Why would I need healing?
So you see how your crosshair's on his left? That's an issue. You know he has to walk right. And also just a little bit too low.
Better stop that vehicle!
This is, yeah, I mean, this is it, right? This is the issue so many Hellas have, is they just sit in the main angle. It's okay to do it now because the fight hasn't started yet, but once the fight starts, you need to take an off angle. Yeah, like this is what I mean. If you can consistently do this on Hela, then the main style is okay, where you just constantly headshot the tanks and push them back, but it's not realistic. This is fine, like the fight hasn't started. If you have a look, the payload is still like coming up, but once the fight begins, once you're actually like clashing in their faces, that's when I want to see you maybe even come up here. Like I would have personally probably come up here. When you have your ultimate on Hela, right? Your ult is a get out of jail free card. Okay, it is I fucked up, I'm ulting. That's what it is. So you could take an aggressive angle. I don't know if you play Diva in Overwatch, but it's the same way. You take a really aggressive play, but you have something to bail you out. And that's what your Hela ult is. So here you should be coming up here, trying to get a kill on this backline here, or even the Punisher, and then just ulting. Once you ult, you need to tell your supports to heal you once you come out of your ult. Otherwise you're dead. Most of the time. Like this is fine. It's okay to do this, because again the payload hasn't moved up. Don't try and kill people through a cloak ult. The only time you shoot people in cloak ults is if you're comboing damage with your team. So like a Strange has ulted the cloak in her ult to kill her out of her ult, then you can shoot to help him one-shot her. But obviously, you know, don't waste your bullets. Because that scroll girl could have been dead. And this is what I'm talking about. So number one, bad target priority in your ult. Obviously, you can't kill people in a cloak ult, so this was a free kill here. And number two, you know, you didn't tell your team, help me when my ult runs out. Your invis would have shielded you and kept you alive. So as soon as you see you count down in game chat, you go 3, 2, 1. Or if you're just playing with a support. And also you got an insta bird, but you tried to, that's unlucky.
I need assistance.
Unlucky, you know that's unlucky. Always breaks for girl ults. Yep.
Enemy in front of us.
Invaders have lead. Stop them. Taste of hell.
This is fine, but sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. For the angle wise, again, I don't like this. Right? Where do you want to be? You could play here. I wouldn't play here because the squirrel girl is going to poke you out, really. I would have birded up here for a couple shots, to be honest, but that would have been it. And I would have taken this angle here. And I wouldn't have shot, again, remember, when you take these off angles on really hard flanks, this is a hard flank. Okay, it's to the side of their team. Wait a moment, make sure they don't know you're there. Get ready, know who you're going to shoot, and assassinate them, basically. Because look at this kill. That rocket, is that not the freest kill ever? Just watch. I mean, look at him, he's just moving like an idiot. You will find out, once you start flanking on Hela, you will see, like, just how easy it is.
Only 60.
I'm not saying you always flank, okay? Because once you start flanking a lot, they're going to start getting pissed off and they're going to start chasing you around. That's why there's two styles of Hela, okay? So this is how Hela really goes. Early fight, before the fight started, you walk down main, you throw some shots and some daggers to try and get some ult charge. Once the fight's about to start, you then take a flank, you try and pick off one of the supports, and then you kind of just bird out with your escape plan, and then you go back to main to help your team with the front line, but you've already got a pick, so you should just mow them down, you know, just literally like a death ball, just run them over. And that's basically how it goes. Early fight, main, mid fight, flank, late fight, main. That's it. And the only time you really change that is if they start running a lot of like flankers to chase you down and stuff. Once that happens, you do just have to sit in main, and that's fine because if they're doing that, they're also wasting their time. So that's really it. That's why there's two Hela playstyles. Generally, you want to do the second one, but the first one where you sit in main always comes up whenever they start chasing you down and stuff. That's when you need to go to play with your team.
Seconds left. Setting down that vehicle. Disappear.
I wouldn't worry about aim on Hela either. Never get obsessed with aim. In any video game you play, don't get obsessed with aim. It will ruin you. You will never get good aim by being obsessed with aim, unless you're on like by constantly criticizing your aim, you will never get good. Don't worry about your aim. Okay, have faith in yourself. Okay, like yes, there's a couple things you can do, but I'm just saying don't start messing with a bunch of sensors, because I did this in Overwatch and my aim only ever got good in Overwatch once I started not caring about the sensitivity and caring more about the movement of the person I'm shooting. That is the biggest thing. And your own movement.
Executioner!
Again, you have a cloak ult on the floor here, so don't back out of it.
This is real firepower!
Rush shots, right? Like, again, where's this Punisher going? He's going one way, and he's going to try to get to this door or back there. You rush this shot here, watch.
I am barely harmed.
Good shot. And then, what is this massive overflick? You didn't need to do that, okay? Remember, relax it. Maybe your sense might be too high, but he's only going one way, okay? Like, he's only going in this door, so just put your crosshair to the right of him a bit, and just start shooting, and you kill him. Just massive over adjustments.
Setting down that vehicle. Down to 30 seconds. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be their time to stop them.
Again, it's early fight, so don't get me wrong, this is actually what you should be doing. The fight hasn't started, the payload isn't really ready yet, so going on a flank right now, it could work, but it really wouldn't because the Punisher's just going to jump around the corner and pump you in the face and the Invis will push you, so yeah. It's good that you're in the main right now. Applying good pressure. It is your job on Hela, and this is how you carry games, to stun every single Strange ult, okay? Watch the signs and tell me how you can see this guy is going to Strange ult. Completely ignores everything and starts walking at your team. It is your job on Hela to pay attention to, does the Strange have ult? Ask your team if you don't know, does Strange have ult? If you're a minute and a half into the game, you know he's got ult. It is your job, it is absolutely all on you, everything is on you to be cancelling ults with the stun. Unbelievably important that you start doing this to carry games. Scarlet Witch ult, Thing ult, Groot ult, Strange ult, any ult, it is Psylocke ult even, it is your job to cancel. So make sure you're paying attention. Okay, this is a really, 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 really aggressive ultimate, okay? Because your bird will drop here, your body's going to drop here. So it might be okay. I think it's a good ult, by the way. I'm not saying this is a bad ult, this is definitely a good ult. All I'm saying is when you come out of it, you need to ask, like, you need to basically tell your team to push up. Because if your team does not own this space here, by the time your ult runs out, you're dead. That is why when you bird into an aggressive position and ult, the issue is you will not have your bird when you drop. And that's really risky. So if you are going to go in an aggressive position, try to walk there and ult, so you have your bird when you come out. Or tell your team to walk up and take the space here if they can. Otherwise, when you drop, you're dead. Now, luckily enough for you, these people suck. But usually you would be dead. Because your team didn't take the space.
Only 60 seconds left. Friends, gather around. Ready.
You don't need to be in game chat, by the way. It's just when you're in your ult, just spam I need healing. Well, don't spam it, but make sure you put it. Or just before the game starts, say when I'm in my ult, please heal me when I come out.
It's now or never. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle. The fullest powers of hell. Don't give them another inch.
I want a better angle. I don't like this. It's a good angle, it's the positioning I don't like. You are way too close to them, okay? If you were if you were back here, right, like here on this tree, and you were poking from this tree, number one, they have to walk at you to get rid of you, which they can't do because your team's there. Number two, you have an escape plan to the health pack. And number three, you're just harder for them to hit when you're this far back. Whilst you have like no damage drop off really, so range doesn't matter to you. But look how close you are. It's easy for them to hit you here. The mag, the punch, it's just bad. You're gonna get your bird force playing here. Way better angle is a safer angle with cover, same line of sight, and a health pack, and a team bird, and a wall bird. So just playing much better positioning as well. Because this is not good. Not much safety, it's going to get your bird force, and the amount of time you spend shooting here is a lot less than the amount of time you could have spent shooting here. Because you would get forced out a lot later on. There goes your bird. And you're almost dead. Okay, again, what do I want to be seeing here? Well, I mean, should be a flank, right? This should be a flank. Because you can just easily bird to safety. It's their backline. The payload is coming. They have to contest a point, okay? Best time to flank is when the enemy team has to contest a point, and they can't contest you. So you can take that angle for free and just throw pot shots into the backline. Nice, you're doing it. Perfect. Not as wide as I would like, because as you can see, this is coming for you now. But if you were back here, free kill. Okay, don't rush. Invis doesn't do a lot of damage, you don't need to rush your shots, she's not going to kill you that quickly. What she will do is she may kill you is if you start whiffing like this. So chill. Wait, okay. Don't just hold the shoot button down, because she's strafed now, you can't shoot, because you missed that shot. Look, you're over adjusting. You need to slow your aim down. You might want to run a slower sense. I mean, you play quite a slow sense, don't you, though? Always stun when she jumps to cancel it.
You'll have to keep fighting until you have a winner. My shield down.
It's also your job to be trying to stun that. Unlucky. There's quite a big frame, by the way. You get about a second to stun it. I don't think you would have been able to do it there. I don't think I would have done it there, but just pay attention to it. So you get... I'll just show you. You get about... This whole time, wait, now. So you get about a second. Make sure to use your stun in 1v1s. That's all I could say about that.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
To stay inside a force field forever.
Always try to throw your daggers at the spawn at the start, the left trigger. Make sure to try throw that at the start.
Behold, a portal.
Nice flank, unlucky. That's all I can say about that. It's a bit of an early flank though. Remember how it works? It is stay in the main angle until the fight starts. Once the fight starts, then flank. You flank too early, they all looked at you. Simple as that. But it was a nice, like, the position was good. It was just the timing. So the checklist, you got two, right? You got good angle, relevant angle on their backline. But, well, you only had one thing, because you didn't have the escape or the timing.
A little help, please.
Do your worst.
An opportunity for.
Do you see this? You see, like, even when your aim wasn't perfect here, it was so free. This is what I mean. And what's going on? Let's have a look. Why did that work so well? Bosh. Because there's a fight going on. They can't afford this Loki and this cloak. They don't know what to do. Their tanks are low. Everybody's fighting. What do? Do I turn and heal my cloak and my whole team die? Do I just hope the Hela just misses? This is why Hela flank is OP. Not a lot of time to react, crazy damage, and she has every escape. She has a stun. Like, also, just a tip: when you see all these Loki clones and bullshit, just chuck your explosive daggers in there because it will just AOE them.
Did you not know who you fought?
See, so easy.
Anyone willing to help? A brief taste of hell. That was a total blindside.
Okay, so again, yep. I like this. Always go for a good bit of damage because, you know, building your ult fast is important. I'd chuck some daggers in there as well. Bosh, good stuff.
This life. I am barely harmed. As
Nice.
expected.
Right. And this is what you don't want happening. You took way too aggressive of an angle, okay? When your tank is behind you, you know something's wrong. Okay?
I am barely.
At that point, just bird. As soon as your tank is behind you, just bird. Save yourself the hassle.
Us against the world. There they are.
Okay. I do not want to see you walk out here. Just back up. Oh. See, look, you should be dead. You have no bird and you're walking in the open. As soon as that cloak ult went down, you needed to back up this way. Because you have some cover here. You have no cover there.
By the eye.
That's your job. That's your job. I gotta see that. What I want to see from you, let's say, what day is it? It's Thursday. On Sunday or Monday, I want you to send me a review after you've been playing games. And what I want to see is, I'm hoping, is that you start stunning ults. Because it is so important. So important.
Anyone willing to help?
There's nothing you can really do here.
Do your worst.
Okay. Strangers on the point. They're distracted. Always, when you see totems, dagger, right? As soon as you see totems, that is a left trigger. Bosh, go blow that up because, you know, it does it for you. And hopefully you can two-tap some people. But to be honest, it's not looking good.
A brief taste of hell.
Help get that
Nice. See, you do have good aim when you don't panic.
vehicle to its destination.
You may not think you're panicking, but it's like a subconscious thing that happens when somebody in, like, you know, it's fine. It's hard to explain, but yeah. When you're in a situation where it looks overwhelming, you know you have to hit the shots, your brain sometimes like makes it hard to hit the shot. The more calm you can be when you play a game, the easier. Don't tilt. Don't ever care about teammates. I'm being hypocritical because I do it myself. I'm just gonna be honest. But the truth is, try your best not to tilt or get mad at teammates. I don't know if you do. You might not. I can't tell. But yeah, it's really important, especially on Hela. Unlucky. Nothing you can do about this. You took an angle. Your team lost the fight. You get cleaned up. So be it. It's not your fault. Just as risky. It's okay, but I'm just hoping you have an escape plan in case you get forced out. Like, this is completely fine as long as you know that you have a way to get out. Again, I don't want to see this. Look at this position. You are shoving yourself in front of Loki AoE, Mag AoE, and Scarlet AoE, right? Area of effect damage. All this is going to blow up in your face. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're good. Maybe I paused it too early. You're lucky. I'm glad you didn't do that. I paused it too early. Because you Hela ulted, but yeah. If you were to play in that position, you'd be dead instantly. But this is a good Hela ult, because it's going to protect your invisible. That was good. Careful with these positions, okay? Should be up here, even if you really wanted back here, but this isn't great. Really the two high grounds. Because again, you're putting yourself in a tight room against Squirrel Girl. Although Squirrel Girl's dead, but just generally, don't do it on Hela. Hela's so fragile. 250 HP, she's just super fragile. A better bird would have been to the high ground. But it's not a bad bird. Nothing wrong with this. I've been quiet because you don't. This is fine. The fight still hasn't started. They're so staggered. There's no reason to flank yet. So. Be careful using your stun when you know that the Strange has ult. Okay, it's okay to stun him there, I guess, but it's just like, once you get rid of your stun, a good Strange knows it's exactly his time to run in and ult. Lucky their Strange is bad. But yeah, that is the most important part of Hela that people don't do, is you've got to, it is always your job to be cancelling ults. Or mainly just Strange ults. Or a Penny ult maybe. But it's always Strange ults to me. I don't really cancel much else. Maybe the odd Groot and Thing ult and Psylocke ult. No escape plan. The escape plan applies all the time. Remember, your escape plan is probably going to be either through this little gap here, up here, or back here. I personally, if this is me and I was here, I would have birded back to here. I would have got healed up, obviously. And then I would have taken a flank and I probably would have killed somebody. Because, yeah, no escape plan, see that.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
This is fine.
Feels like living. A brief taste of healing. Why would
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way. Shields up!
The reason this flank is bad, okay, is you're not making it easy for yourself. You are way lower to the ground than everybody else, so hitting these shots is just going to be hard. Make your shots easy on your flank. Don't go on some crazy mega high ground where you're looking down on them. Don't go all the way low down to the ground where you're looking up at them. Right, if you're going to flank like this, honestly, you don't even need to. Literally coming up here and just being here is a different angle to the main angle. Any off angle is better than a main angle, okay? So just this angle here alone, or maybe you wanted to come up here, right? Because you could walk around this thing and shoot from here, and then walk back, bird back, or maybe even drop to the health pack. Any of these angles are better because you're a level field with the enemies. You are putting yourself at a disadvantage by taking a flank that is not level to them, because hitting those shots is genuinely just hard.
resistance is futile?
Again, I'm going to be honest, if this is me though, I'm not taking any of those flanks. This is the flank I'm taking. I do this all the time because you can just shoot this door and you're good. So I always flank this, I line up some shots. I mean, look how free these kills are. One headshot kills her, one headshot kills her. You can just break the totems even, like... Just look at these flanks, they're so, like, perfect.
60 seconds left.
Bad bird, you didn't need to bird, you had a mantis ult. No, you double support ulted, that sucks. They're gonna win now, because you guys don't have any support ults. Oh, you have a cloak coming up, I guess, but... No, you don't win.
Why would I need healing?
Good kill. It sucks because your team's used every single ult, except for yours.
30 seconds.
Also, remember they have Strange ult, okay? Every about minute and a half, if they have an ult on Strange, you know they have it. So watch out. He's probably going to TP you and TP ult.
They're down.
Your powers are mine!
Us against the world. The final 10 seconds.
By the eye of
That's all your job.
Agamotto!
Also, unlucky. The squirrel girl just took a good angle. But then again, this is why it's so important when you Hela ult to tell your supports to look out for you and also to bird away to a better position. Because you may have been in a good position when you Hela ulted, but most of the time when you come out of it, you're not.
The final 10 seconds.
Find that setting. A brief taste of hell.
Gotta bird that. And that's it. Okay. So yeah, you definitely could have carried that game. But your playstyle is also just really off, compared to what it needs to be. Your aim is good. I will say you don't have bad aim, you don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to go over everything. Once I've gone over the sense, I'm just going to quickly tell you everything you need to start doing and what I saw. So let's go. Hela. Okay. So, first things first,
Perfect.
this is my sensitivity for Hela. I play this. It's my sense. But the other good sensitivity that you can play is this. That one there. That one's pretty good. And then you can also play this. Let me pull it up. Because this one I have saved onto my phone. So this is a I never use this, but I know a really good Hela player who does. Should look
Enemies, perfect.
like this. Hold up. There you go. So, like a top 5 Hela player, this is their settings. I know them. And you could use any of the ones I've shown you, or you could use your ones, but I'm gonna go back to mine. I like mine the most because I don't know. It's slow, but then it's fast when you need it to be, and it's consistent. I don't know. For me, it works best. Now, I would say you're not gonna get your aim any better by being in here. You're only gonna get your aim better by playing a game. But also, you're gonna get your aim better by recognizing movement. Okay? There was so many times where that Punisher was gonna walk to cover, and you didn't put your crosshair in between him. Right, so let's say the cover's that way. Like, it's just one direction. But if I aim where, like, the wrong side of them, like to the right, it just becomes a lot hard. Like, if I aim wrong side, like that. So always aim where they're going, or where they want to be, instead of, like, where they aren't going. And you can recognize that by just cover, right? The Punisher needed to walk to cover. You should put your crosshair to the side that is where the cover is. So if the cover's to the right, put it to the right of the person. To the left, put it to the left of the person. That's that. Checklist. This is the most important part of Hela, and most characters in the game. When you play the game, you have 3 things you need to check off when you're playing. Number 1, is your angle relevant or irrelevant? Irrelevant just means, like, are you getting any value, or are you just shooting tanks that are out healing the damage you're doing to them? A relevant angle usually is going to be looking at the backline, is going to get damage onto squishies. Number 2, do you have an escape plan? If you are taking this flank, can you bird to cover? Can you bird to a health pack, so cover like this? Can you bird to a health pack? Or can you bird to your backline? That's the next thing on the checklist, escape plan. The final thing is timing. When you go in, it has to be when the enemy team is distracted. No other time. You know the 3 types of timing? Simply, how Hela works and how you want to play her is you start the fight off by just throwing shots around in the main angle. But once, the fight begins and everybody starts brawling, that's when you need to take a flank, because as you saw when you killed the Loki and Cloak, they were distracted. You will be able to do it a lot. The only time this won't work is when they have lots of flankers and divers at that point, or if they switch to flankers and divers to contest you. At that point, you just play in main, and you just start headshotting tanks and stuff. Another thing is always use this, right? Always use that on Namor turrets, Loki clones, Loki totems, any sort of deployables. Make sure you're using it. Use your stun to cancel all sort of ults, right? Especially strange ults though. You need to track strange ults like all the time and always cancel them. Super important. And then, even if it's not when you're flanking, do always have a way of birding. And when you Hela ult, try not to bird and then ult, because the ult is 10 seconds and your cooldown's 12. Make sure that you also tell your supports to help you once you come out of your ult. That's pretty much everything, to be honest. For the aim, it's just with time. I think your aim is quite good. I won't worry about it. It's simply how you're playing Hela is what's holding you back. And that's really it. I'm just trying to think, is there anything I'm missing? Not really. Also, when you take a 1v1, try to... There's also a one-shot combo. I mean, I'll show you this real quick. Oh, I don't have the stun. Huh. Hold up. if you are like in a 1v1 with somebody and you're like struggling, it's just you can do that as well. And that's it. I hope this helps. It always, I mean, most of my students who I've given this Hela coaching to, it helps them a bunch and they start winning a lot of games. Tell me how it's going, tell me what you think, and you know, if you want more coaching or you want me to play with you, either or play on your account. I wouldn't recommend me playing on your account because you want to get better by yourself. If you want any of those things, just, you know, shoot me a message, add me on Discord maybe, and we can sort some things out. Hope you enjoyed. I'm glad you chose me for this. See ya.